So welcome to my channel, Awesome Blossom English Learner. Actually, sir, firstly, I just introduce to my viewers that you are really very great personality and really respect you as a brother, as a teacher also, because you are really amazing teacher. And I also seen your videos on the YouTube channel that really amazing work for beginners. So I have questions because you also giving training nowadays to the students about the mind, about the mental knowledge, about increasing mental memory. So is it possible that we also can increase memory like that?
Yeah, of course, everybody can grow its memory. But the thing is that we need to do some exercises. And if you do those kind of exercises, you can grow your memory. It's not a big task. And like the way you go to the gym, the way we do some exercises in the gym, we grow our muscles. So our brain has also its cells, its muscles. You can also grow. And you just need to memorize few certain things. Like you can memorize mobile numbers. The thing is that these days we all have got mobile phones, so we never ever memorize the mobile numbers. We just see the numbers in the mobile phone and we just call. But when we did not have this kind of mobile phone, so what we used to do, we used to just memorize the mobile number. We used to memorize more than 20 mobile numbers in our mind. Many people, they memorized around 50 mobile numbers in our memory. So what happened that moment, how people used to memorize all these things. Now why people are not able to memorize those mobile numbers like 20? Hardly people are memorizing 2 or 3 or 5 numbers, and that's it. So the thing is this: just to start memorizing mobile numbers every day, just memorize 1 or 2 mobile numbers. Then the next day just memorize 2 or 3 mobile numbers, and then the third day just memorize all the previous days to third days mobile numbers. Means you'll be having around 6 mobile numbers, right? Then just do this kind of process continuously for 10 days or 15 days. You would be able to memorize more than 30 mobile numbers. So in that way you can
Oh,
memorize your mobile number. It's not a big task, it's very easy. And you can also do some exercises like some calculations. Just do some calculation in your mind, like adding, subtracting, and multiplications and dividing. All these things just do in your mind. Do not use your pen and paper. If you do all these things, definitely you will grow your memory. So these are the things. And those who do this kind of thing activity, they grow their memory. Their memories are very sharp. Mostly the shopkeepers, and they do every day this kind of calculation. They calculate and they add the items prices in their mind. And many people, they use calculators, they add in paper. So these kind of people, they lose their memory. How much you memorize, how much you learn, that much you would grow your memory. So it's a
okay,
very
that's really
simple
great.
thing.
Okay, so is it possible that we also can grow memory by the medicine or tonic? What do you think? This is the good process to grow the memory by medicine and tonic or exercise. What do you prefer?
In a market there are so many medicines, so many tonics are available, and they claim that anybody can grow his memory. And if you are using, if somebody is going to use this kind of medicines or tonic for 2 or 3 months, right, and they would feel that they have grown their memory. Actually, this is not like that. When people start using memory tonics, in growing memory tonic or something like that, so they just give this kind of messages to the brain, to the muscles, that they are doing something special with their mind to grow their memory. It's a psychological effect. There is nothing like that.
Okay.
There isn't any kind of tonic or medicines which can grow your memory. It's not possible. Can it possible that you're enjoying or you are taking some protein powder and you are doing nothing, means you are not doing any kind of exercise? Can you grow your muscles, body muscles? Is it possible? That's not possible. Along with that, you have to do some like exercise. some warm up every day. You have to do all these things, then you can grow your muscles. Just like a message to your brain. There isn't like that like like taking a medicine, taking a syrup and you're growing your memory. That's not the thing.
Okay, that's really
Just
great.
do exercise,
So
the exercises which I have told you. Just memorize all these things, whatever you watch, whatever
contact
you
number.
see, the colors. Okay, suppose you met a person yesterday, right? And start memorizing that person, that what kind of color shirt he has worn, and how was his eyes, and what kind of vehicle he has, what was the number of his bike or car. Just memorize all these things. So this is the
Okay,
process. This is very easy process. Anybody can do all these things.
okay. So like I actually am cautious because I'm really so much conscious about the memory. Nowadays, students also so much like facing a lot of problem regarding the memory, and that's why sometimes it's happened with my child also. My child also like 9 years old, and sometimes he also forgot that he also taking a lunch or not. He also like forgot. So by that things, it's like it's really very necessary for me to know deeply about the what is a train and brain.
If he's forgetting the lunch, taking the lunch, that means he is busy in some other work. Might he be thinking something different? Many people, those who are very much hardworking, and they just pay attention on their work. They do not take the lunch. They forget drinking water. They forget enjoying tea. They forget taking lunch, dinner, like that, because they have some different work which are very important for them. So I think that the same thing is happening with your kid. Might he be doing something very important? He pays more attention on his study. That's why he's forgetting the taking the lunch. So this might be
Okay.
he's very much curious to play the games.
Yeah,
So
actually, he is so much not curious to play the games. Actually, he doesn't like to physically go. He just like to like on the mobile, on the TV, and he's so much really crazy to flying the kite. But if I talk about the physically and sports, no, he doesn't like. But he's so much liking to play games on the mobile. That's why if I just if I just feed to him, okay, I just like I'm just feeding to you myself, okay. So okay, yes, mama, okay, I'm ready. And he also don't know that he also taking a one chapati or two chapati.
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is playing a lot of games on mobile phone. This is the reason that if some kid is playing mobile phone games, so in mobile phones, you know very well, there are a lot of rays that strikes your eyes, and you watches your mobile all the time. You watch your mobile all the time, and kids also watch the mobile all the time. So in the that screen that flashes again and again, the screen changes again and again. Okay, so that also creates some problem. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, sure. So actually, I want to ask, like, actually, I'm really so much curious. Again, next question. When I'm listening to you and my curiosity increasing. So because of this is a title of brain. So I'm really so much curious to know about the brain. What is a conscious and unconscious mind?
okay, it is a conscious, subconscious, and unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very important question. And these days, people are using this kind of word a lot. Those who are public speaker and those who are giving training relate to mind, like that. There's those who are giving training of belief system, and those who are life coaches. They use this kind of words, subconscious mind and conscious mind, and they always tell to people that use your conscious mind or subconscious mind. So very first we need to understand what is subconscious and what is conscious mind. Okay, so conscious
Okay.
mind is the part of our brain, and subconscious mind is also the part of the brain. So our brain has actually two parts.
Okay.
Generally those who are expert of brain and mind, they have said these things, that
Mhm.
brain has two parts, conscious mind and subconscious mind. Now very first you need to understand what is conscious mind. Actually our brain used or 10% of its part, that is called conscious mind, and rest of the part used as a subconscious mind. No, what is conscious mind? When we use our brain for learning any kind of skills, like you are going to learn how to operate computer first time, and you are given some
Mhm.
papers, you are given some text, and you are told to type all the text on your screen. Okay, so what will you do? You will watch all the keys, all the alphabets, and you pay a lot of attention on typing. Okay, you will use your
Okay.
entire brain. You would not be feeling that you would expect any kind of errors on your computer screen, whatever you are texting. Okay, so you would do
Okay.
this kind of practice for a few days, for 5 days or 10 days. You would use your a lot of brain, and the moment you learn how to typing on computer, on the screen, right, you would not be watching the keyboard, you would be the expert, you would be just listening the text, you would be just watching the text on the paper, and you are tapping like that. You would not be watching what is written, what is there in the typing. You would not be watching the keyboard. Okay, so that part is called the subconscious mind. Means
Okay.
that is that becomes automation part. Means you don't
Mhm.
use your brain, you're not paying attention what you are doing, it works itself. Suppose you're eating food, okay, do you think that now you have to pick the bite and you would bring your hand to near to your mouth? Do you think like that? You never ever think. Your hand moves itself. Okay, when you
Okay.
drive car, when you ride cycle, okay, so do you use your brain riding cycle or driving car or driving bike? Do you use your brain where, when you have to kick, when you have to accelerate, and when you have to do clutches like that? Do you use your brain? We don't use, because it works
Yeah.
itself. When you have to turn
Mhm.
left or right, you do automatically. Do you use your
Okay.
brain? You don't use. That is controlled by your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind, it
Subconscious
has
mind.
the largest memory. But when
Okay.
you learn, when you pay attention, when you expect that you don't want any kind of mistake, you don't want any kind of errors, that moment you use your conscious mind.
Conscious mind.
Okay, like when
Okay.
you are going to learn driving first time, so you pay
Mhm.
attention on your clutch, on your brake pedal, on your accelerator and everything, and steering. Okay, you just think that you should be expert, you should not get hit your car to any other object or any another car. Okay, because you use your entire brain. And once you learn how to driving, you don't pay attention on anything, your car is driven by you itself. So I think that
Okay.
that is conscious and subconscious mind. I think that you have understood what is conscious and subconscious mind.
Okay. Now I also got that. I also don't know about the conscious or subconscious. Thank you
Hmm.
so much.
Hmm.
Okay. So actually, is it possible? Because actually, I'm so much curious to push up to everyone how to speak in English. Nowadays, beginners also want to speak in English. So
Hmm.
for them, actually, they are also asking to me many times vocab is really important part for us speaking. But we like they also read aloud, they also read aloud, and they also memorize in the mind. But what happened while the speaking time, they are not able to use a vocab. So what is the reason behind that? How to learn vocab, and we also can use hand to hand.
No, actually,
Is it possible?
when
Yeah.
yes, when we learn vocabulary, okay, that moment we do not make some sentences. Okay, we just learn the vocabs and we just get the meaning, and that's it. If we start making some sentences in our mind and start making some images of that sentences in our mind, we can memorize the vocabs.
Mhm.
And if you learn 5 vocabs every day, and if you make sentences of those 5 vocabs every day, you can memorize those vocabs. And revision is very important. Suppose you have learned today 5 vocabulary, so just revise in the evening time. Okay, and just to memorize those vocabs tomorrow also. In this way you would be able to retain all the vocabs in your mind for the long time. And yeah, there are some exercises, systematical exercises. If you do those kind of systematical exercises, you can learn a lot of vocabulary once. We know all the countings 1 to 100, or we can also count more than that, 1 to 1000, right? We can never forget these countings. If you ask to anyone, can you forget the counting 1 to 100, he will say no, I cannot forget. If you ask him,
Okay.
can you count reversely 100 to 1, he can also do that. Okay,
Mhm.
because we have been learning
Okay.
counting since our childhood. Even today we also count. Sometimes we are told we count. So what you have to do, you have to do just to make a relationship. You need to make a association with the countings numbers like 1 2 3 4. Suppose you have learned one word that's called exaggerate. Exaggerate means to stretch something,
Agree.
to spread something. Exaggerate. Okay, so just to make an association with number one, exaggerate.
Okay.
Okay,
That's great.
similarly if you
Okay.
are going to learn another word number two, all right, make a relationship with two. In the same manner, 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so in that way you can
Okay.
learn around 10 vocabulary.
Mhm.
Then memorize,
Okay.
memorizes 1 to 10. Okay, or 10 to 1. You can learn all these things
Okay.
vocabulary. This is the process of learning vocabulary fast. Okay, I'm giving these days I'm taking the sessions of how to train a brain. So I'll make a video on this thing, how to memorize vocabulary fast. You can watch the video and you can understand, you can learn it. Okay.
Wow, that's really interesting part of the vocabulary. Thank you so much. And next question is that actually I follow, but I want to know that I'm just doing good or not. Like, is it really very good to increase the mental power, to increase the mental, growing mental? Okay. So that thing is actually I'm really very crazy like about sports. So I also so much play. I also prefer to play sports. Any games if I just get, so definitely I will play. So first thing is that I'm really enjoying to games. Second thing is it's like I just what can I say? I just accepted that if you will play the game, so definitely you also can increase the mind. Like if you will play like cube games, like Marble Stones game, and some games also are also available into the market according to the genius mind. You also can increase your mental power also. So what do you think that it is really okay? Like or we also can suggest to the students that you also can a little bit play this type of games. It will be
Yeah.
beneficial for them.
Mhm. Exactly. They are very much useful. These games are called puzzle games.
Yeah.
Okay. When we have some non-systematical object and we need to bring all the objects in a system, means to put all the objects systematical way, and we create a design. Okay, so we
Mhm.
use our brain, we use our mental power, and you also start doing a lot of calculations while doing this kind of puzzles. You do a lot of things like which object would come here and what we have to do. And if you are playing some marble stone, as you told, that you just use your brain, that what kind of force I need to use it for pushing the marble ball like that. Okay, so these games are really very much useful. Means we do many calculation in our mind, we do a lot of analytical things in our mind. Means we don't have any notebook, any paper, but what we do, we just use our
Mhm.
brain to playing, to play this kind of games. Okay, and how much we use our brain, that much we will grow our memory, that much
Okay.
we will make our brain sharp or memory sharp. So of course these games are
Okay.
very much useful.
Okay. Okay. Actually, one more questions. Actually, nowadays students also focus on the calculation. They are really very weak in the mathematics. Okay, because of their basic course is not clear. Actually, they also don't know how to calculate on the tips. And become second year. Actually, I have daughter, and she's in become second year. And actually, when I got to know that teacher also suggested to her that you also can use the calculator into the college. while the exams. So what do you think? Is it right? Is it really very good for students or not?
Well, in my opinion, there are some other useful things which are in calculators, like that is called the scientific calculators, right? There are
Mhm.
some what should I say? There are some other functions which cannot be
Yeah.
done through mind. So you need to pay a lot of attention for doing this kind of functional thing like sine, cos, tan, cos. Like these these cannot be done in normal calculations. For these calculations, you need to use calculator. So for this purpose, calculator is okay, but only for subtracting, adding, dividing, or multiplication. If you are told to use calculator in your examination, so I don't think so that this is good.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
must learn this kind of calculation in their mind. These people should learn all this kind of skills in mind. Just do all the calculation in your mind, like sine, cos, tan. If you're using calculator for this these kind of functions, so that's okay.
Uh-huh. Okay.
That's okay. Okay. And they must avoid using calculators. If you use
Okay.
your memory brain for calculating these things, so that would be good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now my all question is clear. And so actually, I want to know that you have also YouTube channel, and I'm really so much curious to know about your like, because you also give a lot of training to the students, which I got about you, that you also giving nowadays mind training and you also giving classes to the students. So is it really very easy to continue online classes? What do you think? That online classes really very good for them or offline classes really very good for them?
Yeah, these days online classes are very good because you don't have to move any other places. You're sitting in your own place and you are learning a lot of things, and you also get experience from many different kind of teachers from different kind of countries. So this becomes so easy interacting with different kind of trainer from the different kind of country. And many people, many teachers, they are teaching free of cost online. So this is very good thing. I'm also teaching free of cost. I'm taking the sessions free of cost. I'm not taking any kind of amounts. I'm uploading my videos on my own YouTube channel. And basically my YouTube channel is related to communication skill. So everything that comes in communication skill, whether you are learning any kind of language, and I know English language, so I just focus on English language. I focus on pronunciation, accent, grammar, and ideas, and I choose some different kind of topics that is related to life, personality development, and I upload all the videos in my own YouTube channel. If somebody wants to learn pronunciation or accent, or he wants to grow his voice modulation, body language, or personality enhancement, so he or she can grow all the skills. So I'm just
Okay.
updating my YouTube channel. I'm trying to upgrade more and more. I'm trying to learn and bring entire stuff, whatever I have, to all the people through my YouTube channel.
Okay. And actually, uh, I am biggest fan of your answer because of actually one day I just attend your one sessions, and that is online sessions. Okay. And I also asked the questions to you about the reading process. And you also suggested to me that because before 6 months, I was really fastest speaker. And the time I also want to be myself as a gradually speaker, like slowly. Everyone can listen to me very like moody mood, or like they also can be comfortable with me just because of my slowly speaking. So you also suggested to me as a reading process that you also can start the reading process slow motion. And seriously, you don't believe on me because of that things. First thing is I also started Bhagavad Gita, and second thing is really, to be honest, I realized while I started the reading sections really gradually. Now I can say that my speaking little bit good.
Yeah, why I have told you to speak slowly? Because if you speak slow, you would be able to pay attention on your grammar, on pronunciation, on your sound, on your accent, and everything. If you are speaking
Exactly.
fast, maybe you can skip many things. Maybe you can forget the idea, maybe you can forget the pronunciation. Sometimes your voice is not clear, sometimes your sound is not clear, so better to speak slow. An audience can get more time to listen you, to understand you, to think what you're talking about. So that's why I said
Yeah.
you to speak slowly. And I think that those who are learners, they all must speak slowly. How much you speak
Yeah.
slow, that much you would be learning. If you speak fast,
Exactly.
that's very good that you are speaking fast, but think about the audience. Many people,
Mhm.
those who are beginner, they are learner, they cannot understand you. So they must also get chance to understand and listen you.
Yeah, but that thing is really beneficial for me, which you suggested to me, and I also followed that things. And I really so much regards that you suggested to me. Really, biggest thank you so much to you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. So definitely we will, I will wait for your next session also to be like we can continue next session because I want to know a lot of questions. I also want to tell to my all to my beginners also, those really very English lovers. So I hope you will give time to me next time as well.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
great good day.